Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel Valley 4 Techs, where I show you how to fix and upgrade your gadgets. My name is Jenny, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the screen of an iPhone 11 Pro. If you have a cracked or broken screen on your iPhone 11 Pro, you might think that you need to take it to a repair shop or buy a new one. But did you know that you can replace the screen yourself at home, with some basic tools and spare parts? It's not as hard as you might think, and it can save you a lot of money and time. Plus, you'll learn a new skill and have fun doing it. In this video, I'll walk you through the steps to replace the screen of your iPhone 11 Pro, from removing the old screen, to transferring the earpiece speaker and sensor assembly, to applying the new display adhesive and installing the new screen. By the end of this video, you'll have a brand new screen on your iPhone 11 Pro, and you'll be able to enjoy its stunning display and features. But before we get started, please make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss any of my future uploads. Before we begin, I need to give you a very important disclaimer. Replacing the screen of an iPhone 11 Pro is a delicate and risky procedure that may void the warranty and damage the device if done incorrectly. You need to be very careful and follow the instructions exactly as I show you. Do not attempt this repair if you are not competent or experienced in repairing iPhones. If you have any doubts, it is better to seek professional help from a qualified technician. I and my channel are not responsible for any damage or injury that may occur during or after the repair. You are doing this at your own risk, and you need to take full responsibility for the outcome. Please be safe and cautious, and do not rush the process. Note: the combined earpiece speaker plus sensor assembly, affixed to the back of the display, is paired to your individual iPhone from the factory, so you must transfer it from your old display to your new one during any display replacement. Also, it contains the flood illuminator, which is part of the biometric Face ID security feature. If it is damaged or replaced, Face ID will cease to function, so take extra care not to damage any of these components during this procedure. If damaged, only Apple or an Apple-authorized technician can restore Face ID function. True Tone functionality is disabled after a screen replacement, even when using an original Apple screen. Additionally, your iPhone may temporarily show a warning about the genuineness of the display. To replace the screen of your iPhone 11 Pro, you will need the following spare parts and tools. iPhone 11 Pro screen. You can choose between a 5.8-inch OLED multi-touch, 2436 by 1125 display featuring active matrix organic, light-emitting diode, AMOLED technology. A significant improvement over more standard liquid crystal displays, LCD. This screen measures up closest to the original OLED display specifications. Or iPhone 11 Pro LCD screen. A 5.8-inch in-cell LCD, multi-touch display, offering an economical option for those trying to save while still wanting a quality product. This screen will be a little darker, the resolution a little lower, and will not have the distinct color of an OLED display. A new set of display adhesive strips to seal the screen to the frame. You will need the ones that match your iPhone 11 Pro. A new iPhone 11 Pro earpiece speaker and sensor assembly. You can buy this only if the original part is damaged, but make sure it is compatible with your model and color of iPhone 11 Pro. Use this Precision P2 pentalobe screwdriver to open iPhone and Apple devices. The P2 driver is compatible with the 5-point star-shaped pentalobe 5 IPR security fasteners used on the bottom of iPhones. The driver is compatible with the security screws on the bottom of all models of iPhone since the iPhone 4. a hairdryer or a heat gun, to soften the adhesive around the edges of the screen. This will make it easier to pry the screen off the frame, but you need to be careful not to overheat the phone or damage the components inside. Instead of using a heat gun, you can use the eye opener. The eye opener is an opening tool designed to apply heat directly and evenly to case components joined with adhesive. Once the adhesive is softened with heat applied by the eye opener, the adhesive can be sliced and separated using the many tools included in the eye opener kit. The eye opener is heated in your microwave. It is reusable, non-toxic, and food safe. A suction cup and a plastic triangle to lift the screen from the frame. The suction cup will help you create a gap between the screen and the frame, and the plastic triangle will help you cut the adhesive and separate the screen. You can use any suction cup that has a strong grip, such as a car mount or a bathroom hook, and you can use any plastic triangle that has a thin and sharp edge, such as a guitar pick or a credit card. Instead of using suction handle and opening picks, you can use anti-clamp. This clamp is called anti-clamp, appropriate for beginners to pros. Anti-clamp transforms the painstaking process of opening screens into a simple turn of a crank. Opposed suction cups secure front and back surfaces, and straightforward handle adjusts applied force for hands-free removal. A plastic spudger and a pair of tweezers to disconnect the battery and the screen connectors. The plastic spudger is a tool that has a flat and blunt tip, and it is used to pry and disconnect the connectors without damaging them. The tweezers are used to grab and pull the connectors without touching the metal parts. A Y000 tri-point screwdriver to remove the screws securing the earpiece speaker and sensor assembly. This is another special type of screwdriver that has a three-pointed star-shaped tip, and it is used for some Apple devices. Before you begin, discharge your iPhone battery below 25%. A charged lithium-ion battery can catch fire and/or explode if accidentally punctured. If your battery is swollen, take appropriate precautions. You will find its link in the video description. Power off your iPhone before beginning disassembly. Remove the two screws at the bottom of the phone using the P2 pentalobe screwdriver. These screws are very small and easy to lose, so keep them in a safe place. You can use a magnetic mat or a small container to store them. Measure 3 mm from the tip and mark the opening pick with a permanent marker. Because if inserted too far, an opening pick can damage your device. Follow this step to mark your pick and prevent damage. Also, you can mark the other corners of the pick with different measurements. Instead of that, tape a coin to a pick 3 mm from the tip. If your iPhone has a cracked screen, keep further breakage contained and prevent bodily harm during your repair by taping over the glass. Lay overlapping strips of clear packing tape over the iPhone screen until the whole face is covered. Wear safety glasses to protect your eyes from any glass shaken free during the repair. If you can't get the suction cup to stick in the next few steps, fold a strong piece of tape, such as duct tape, into a handle and lift the screen with that instead. The next 3 steps demonstrate the anti-clamp, a tool designed to make the opening procedure easier. If you aren't using the anti-clamp, skip the next 2 steps for an alternate method. Pull the blue handle backwards to unlock the anti-clamp's arms. Slide the arms over either the left or right edge of your iPhone. Position the suction cups near the bottom edge of the iPhone, one on the front and one on the back. Squeeze the cups together to apply suction to the desired area. If you find that the surface of your iPhone is too slippery for the anti-clamp to hold onto, you can use tape to create a grippier surface. Pull the blue handle forward to lock the arms. Turn the handle clockwise 360 degrees, or until the cups start to stretch. Make sure the suction cups remain aligned with each other If they begin to slip out of alignment, loosen the suction cup slightly and realign the arms. Heat an eye opener and thread it through the arms of the anti-clamp. You can also use a hairdryer, heat gun, or hot plate. But extreme heat can damage the display and/or internal battery, so proceed with care. Fold the eye opener so it lays on the bottom edge of the iPhone. Wait 1 minute to give the adhesive a chance to release and present an opening gap. Insert an opening pick into the gap under the screen and the plastic bezel, not the screen itself. If the anti-clamp doesn't create a sufficient gap, apply more heat to the area and rotate the handle a quarter turn. Don't crank more than a quarter turn at a time and wait 1 minute between turns. Let the anti-clamp and time do the work for you. If you use an anti-clamp, you can skip the following 3 steps. And if you do not have an anti-clamp, you can use the following alternative method. Heat the lower edge of the screen with the eye opener, hair dryer, or the heat gun for about 4 minutes, moving it around to avoid overheating the phone. This will soften the adhesive that holds the screen to the frame and make it easier to pry it off. Be careful not to burn yourself or the phone, and do not apply too much heat to the top edge of the phone, where the cables are located. If you're using a single suction handle, apply it to the bottom edge of the phone while avoiding the curved portion of the glass. Then push down on the suction handle. Pull up on the suction cup with firm, constant pressure to create a slight gap between the front panel and rear case. Insert an opening pick into the gap under the screen and the plastic bezel, not the screen itself. The watertight adhesive holding the display in place is very strong. Creating this initial gap takes a significant amount of force. If you're having a hard time opening a gap, apply more heat and gently rock the screen up and down to weaken the adhesive until you create enough of a gap to insert your tool. Slide the opening pick around the lower left corner and up the left edge of the iPhone, slicing through the adhesive holding the display in place. Don't insert your pick more than 3 mm, as you may damage internal components. There's a delicate cable along the right edge of your iPhone. Don't insert your pick here, as you may damage the cable. Reinsert your pick at the bottom edge of the iPhone, and slide it up the right side to continue separating the adhesive. Don't insert your pick more than 3 mm, as you may damage the display cables. The top edge of the display is secured with both glue and clips. Gently pull the right edge of the display down slightly, in the direction of the lightning port. Insert your pick into the top right corner of the phone. Continue pulling the display down toward the lightning port as needed in order to make a gap large enough for the pick. Slide the pick to the top left corner and cut any remaining adhesive securing the display. Don't insert your pick more than 3 mm, as you may damage the front panel sensor array. Pull on the small nub on the suction cup to remove it from the front panel. Open the iPhone by swinging the display up from the left side, like the back cover of a book. Don't try to fully separate the display yet, as several fragile ribbon cables still connect it to the iPhone's logic board. Lean the display against something to keep it propped up while you're working on the phone. Remove two 1.3 mm long Y000 screws securing the battery cover bracket. During reassembly, this is a good point to power on your iPhone and test all functions before you seal the display in place. Be sure to power your iPhone back down completely before you continue working. Remove the bracket. Use a spudger or a clean fingernail to pry the battery connector up from its socket on the logic board. Try not to damage the black silicone seal surrounding this and other board connections. These seals provide extra protection against water and dust intrusion. Bend the connector slightly away from the logic board to prevent it from accidentally making contact with the socket and providing power to the phone during your repair. Use a Y000 driver to remove 6 1.3mm screws securing the logic board cover bracket. Remove the logic board cover bracket. Use a spudger or a fingernail to disconnect the OLED panel cable connector. To reattach press connectors like this one, carefully align and press down on one side until it clicks into place, then repeat on the other side. Do not press down on the middle. If the connector is misaligned, the pins can bend, causing permanent damage. Use a spudger or a fingernail to disconnect the front sensor assembly cable connector. If any part of your screen doesn't respond to touch after your repair, disconnect the battery and then reseat this connector, making sure it clicks fully into place and that there's no dust or other obstruction in the socket. Remove the display assembly. During reassembly, pause here if you wish to replace the waterproof adhesive around the edges of the display. Use a Y000 driver to remove the 3 screws securing the speaker/sensor assembly to the back of the display. 2 1.3mm screws. 1 1.9mm screw. The earpiece speaker is lightly adhered in place. Use the point of a spudger to gently pry up the top edge of the speaker. Flip the speaker assembly over, down and away from the top edge of the display. The speaker remains attached via a very thin ribbon cable. Be careful not to strain or damage the cable. Use a hairdryer or heat gun or prepare an eye opener and apply it to the top front of the display for 1 to 2 minutes, in order to soften the adhesive securing the sensors. Use the point of a spudger to lift and separate the microphone from its notch in the front panel. Use tweezers to wiggle the ambient light sensor and lift it from its notch in the display. If the sensor does not wiggle free after a few seconds, apply more heat and try again. The sensor remains attached to the rest of the sensor assembly via a very thin flex cable. Be careful not to strain or damage the cable. If you successfully remove the entire ambient light sensor, as shown in these 2 photos, continue to the next step. If the white diffuser strip detached and remains embedded in the display, as shown in this photo, you will need to carefully lever it out along the top edge using a thin blade or pry tool. Reapplying heat first may make this task a bit easier. During reassembly, install the diffuser into the display first, making sure it faces the right direction. The front-facing side is shown in the first image, and the rear-facing side is shown in the third. Then, set the ambient light sensor on top of the diffuser. You will need to hold the sensor in position while installing the screws securing the earpiece/sensor assembly. Once the screws are tightened, the sensor will stay in place and work normally. Working left to right, slide an opening pick beneath the flex cable and underneath the proximity sensor plus flood illuminator module. Gently wiggle and lift to separate the module from its notch in the front panel. It's helpful to lift and hold the speaker out of the way for access. Just be careful not to pull on the thin flex cable while you work. Remove the earpiece speaker and front sensor assembly. During reassembly, check the position of the black plastic module containing these components. Proximity sensor. Flood illuminator. The module must be positioned so that these components are not obstructed by any adhesive. Congratulations, you have successfully removed the old screen from your Apple 11 Pro. Now, to reassemble your device, follow the previous steps, but in reverse order. These are the steps to replace the screen of your iPhone 11 Pro. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.